Hey there, YouTube. Just a bloke with a beer here. Though today, it's not a beer that I have. I'm actually drinking some single malt whiskey by Sugar House Distillery, which is distilled here in the state of Utah, just in the south part of Salt Lake City. Um, they claim to have the first privately owned liquor store in the state, which is pretty cool because if you know anything about Utah, uh, all the liquor stores here are owned by the state. Anyways, for those of you who know me personally, you know I enjoy a lot of cigars, and I probably smoke cigars more than I do my pipes. Though my pipe smoking, the amount I smoke is not too far behind. But I do enjoy a cigar more for the availability and the convenience um, of cigars here in the state. You'll find more types of cigars here than you will find tins of tobacco. But today I'm going to be talking a little bit about Cohibas, and I know a lot of you cigar aficionados out there know about Cohibas being a pretty good Cuban brand. I don't know much about Cubans, I'm going to let you guys know, but a coworker of mine is from Cuba. He's lived in the United States, mainly here in Utah, for about 3 years, and he had escaped Cuba and fled to Colombia. And he had been there with his youngest son for a little bit, and or to his two youngest sons for a little bit. Excuse me. And was working on a visa in Colombia to come to the United States, and apparently he got it. Was able to come here, get a work visa, and now works for the company that I work for. And he's a great guy, kind man. And his sons go back to Cuba to visit because his wife is still there, so their mom is still there in Cuba, and they're working on trying to get her here through the legal ways, and it's taking a while, and they're not even sure if she will be able to. But reason why I have a lot of respect for this guy is that he took life by the reins, and he wanted his kids to grow up in a better life and escaped Cuba uh, to come to the United States. But also, he was kind enough to also bring back gifts for his co-workers, and Pedro's his name. Great guy, and we don't talk very often, but his only friends in Utah are his co-workers, and you know it, it's not common for us to like exchange gifts or anything like that, but he goes out of his way. Very hospitable man. He invites you over to dinner, tries to try a couple of traditional Cuban dishes. He even breaks out a couple bottles of Cuban rum, things that are really hard to get here in the U.S. Because of our relations with Cuba, but even harder to get our cigars. When he sends his sons back to Cuba so they can visit their mom, he always brings me back a box of Cohibas. Now, I'm not an expert on fake or real. I know from what I've watched on YouTube and what I've talked about, the box these cigars came in are typical of what fake Cohibas come in. But the other thing that a lot of these channels talk about when it comes to fake Cohibas is to look for the labels. And the labels will pretty much tell you, and the labels on these cigars seem to be real enough. The Republic of Cuba label that are usually on the box, and the Habano There's a label that comes with it in the corner. You're able to go to habanos.com, and if it is a real label, it will have a barcode and a number beneath it, and you can type that barcode in on Habano's site, habanos.com, and they will pretty much confirm to you whether or not the box you received with that label on it is full of real Cubans or not. And so, from what other sites have told me, the box isn't real that I got these Cubans in, but the labels are, and the bands around the cigars seem to be as well. Let me see if I can pop one out of here just to show you up close. But yeah. So the box is telling me otherwise, but the labels are telling me another thing, so I'm not sure what to believe. But my gratitude for my coworker doesn't change. I'm extremely grateful for what he continues to do for me. I don't ask him for these things, but he does go out of his way to bring me cigars because he knows I enjoy them. But yeah, they look great. They smell great. I know cutting at least one of them open is gonna give me the final clue that I need to determine whether these are real or not. And to be honest, I don't really care that much. These were a gift, and I'm not going to stick my nose up to my coworker because he went out of his way all the way to Cuba, a country that has outlawed him but not his kids, just to get me a box of these every time. But my experience with real Cubans and fake Cubans cigars is that I've had a fair amount of fake and just a little bit of the actual real Cubans and stuff. And to be honest, there's a lot of other things that I prefer that are from outside of Cuba. And from what I understand, a lot of those cigar rolling families took their recipes and their traditions with them when the Castro government came to power, left the Dominican Republic and Nicaragua and other places in Central and South America. And I'm a fan of a lot of Dominican and Nicaraguan cigars, and from my understanding, they come from these Cuban families. But even some of the Cuban fakes, at least for if they are, this box that I have is, they're great. I enjoy them. I think a lot of people put a lot of value on Cubans because they're hard to get. I know outside of the U.S., any other country that at least from what I know of, can get them, except for us. But yeah, I thought I'd get on here and make a little video, tell my coworker's story, and show my appreciation for them. I really enjoy these, and I'm probably going to smoke one tonight. But yeah, thanks for joining me, YouTube. I know it's not a historical post today, but I also said I was going to do a little bit of show you a little bit of what my hobbies are too. Anyways, sorry about my hair. This is the Polynesian side coming out, looking like I should be in the Moana movie. Anyways, you guys happy smoking, happy drinking. Hope you guys have a good week. It's Monday here, and I'm sure it's a different day wherever else you are, or a different time of the day. But anyways, you guys take care. Be safe out there, and happy smoking.